Luke, it's really fun for me to be reunited with the prototype #1 of the TCM Royal guitar. Hope you don't mind if I tell you a little bit of a story behind this one. It's an all mahogany guitar, mahogany neck, East Indian rosewood fretboard, mahogany carved top with a mahogany back, and these are all Honduran mahogany parts. I love semi-hollow guitars. I had the best ES345 I've ever played. I sold it, unfortunately, but I had a mint 1960 ES345 that I enjoyed for many years. And the semi-hollow tone really appeals to me and, of course, to thousands of other people. But Luke, have you ever noticed that when you play most semi-hollow guitars, you'll have some spots on the neck that are lively and loud, lots of sustain, and then maybe a couple of frets up or below that sweet spot, you have a rather dull sounding area. That has to do with the resonance of the body, stealing string vibration, stealing tone away from the string. Well, I didn't want that in my guitars. I wanted a nice, even, semi-hollow tone all the way everywhere on the neck without any dull and live spots. So I embarked on a course of study. And it would take too long to explain exactly what I went through to do this, but the chamber that is built into this guitar is actually tuned to a repeatable and intentional resonant frequency. It's a bit of a trade secret exactly what that frequency is, but the primary resonant frequency of this chamber is tuned in such a way that on this chassis, it wouldn't work on a different style of guitar, but on this chassis it allows us to get that semi-hollow tone everywhere on the neck, but it does not steal string vibration. A lot of people ask about the round hole, the porthole. Well, one fundamental fact about chambers inside an electric guitar is this. As soon as you open the chamber to the outside world, the resonant frequency of the chamber drops, and it drops really fast. So you have to know, if you're tuning it for the specific job that I pretty much invented for this TCM Royal, I had to experiment with the dimensions of the chamber, what type of aperture. The F-hole type thing was really hard to voice. I defeated that problem a couple of years later. Now I do F-hole semi-hollow guitars all the time. But borrowing from speaker builders and the tuned bass port idea, I was able to tune the body of the Royal using the round port as part of the recipe. I continue to work on R&D and for semi-hollow guitars, and is getting better and better and better. This was the prototype, and I sent this guitar to Guitar Player magazine, and I'm very humbled and honored to say that I was awarded my second Guitar Player magazine editor pick award for the TCM Royal, and this is the prototype. So I tend to get enthusiastic about things, and once I believe in something, I'm going to go ahead and send it out for review, and they really liked it. And that review is available to read on my website, McInturffguitars.com. The pickups here are P90s. I believe these were custom wound for me by Jason Lawler. I had a number of different pickups that I was trying in this design, and I can't quite remember, to be honest with you, what I settled on. This might be from Steve Blucher, they might be from the Duncan Custom Shop, but you know, they're snarling, you know, P90s. P90 grunt you'd ever want. It's been a success for me. I feel that with a little bit more push, it could be an extremely marketable guitar. The blues guys really love this. You know, of course, you know, bluesy guys tend to like P90s, but once you get a P90 tone mixed in with this semi-hollow body that has no dead spots on the neck, you've got something that the blues guys really, really like. Obviously, it owes a lot to the double cutaway Les Paul Jr. of the 50s, but add the semi-hollow aspect, a neck that is straight plus or minus a thousandth of an inch. My proprietary neck design is part of every one of the guitars we're talking about today. It's specifically reinforced zonally from the 9th fret to the body joint, so that this part of the neck will not move. This part of the neck, we can introduce any amount of forward bow we want via the truss rod. But I like my guitars to have a perfectly straight neck in this region where no truss rod will straighten out a bow. We don't want any relief down here, no bowing at all. Zonal reinforcement of guitar necks is something that I invented way back in 1981. If I hadn't been a silly kid, I would have patented it. It was patentable at the time, I realize now. But a number of other builders have now been influenced by me and have taken a cue from me about this, and maybe it's one of the little things I've been able to contribute to the world of the guitar. So that's the TCM Royal.